Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This one we're talking about Sorare for the NBA. New season coming up. Gonna give you guys some early season strategy, what's new in Sorare for season 2, and some players to target. So stick around for all that. Also, if you haven't signed up for Sorare, it's basically like DraftKings Rainmakers, but for the NBA. So definitely a lot of fun. You could sign up with the link below, get free cards to play with in free contests where you could win real money, which they have cash prizes now, and also limited or rare cards that you could sell or build out a lineup with those. So I'll give you guys the rundown in this video of Sorare. First off, essentially how it works is each player has a cap here, which is their average score over the last 10 games. You're going to have to fit this into a cap of like 150 for a lineup of 5 players. So basically, the lower the cap on a good player is what you want to target. To find value, basically you want to find a guy, say DeRozan, his average score is 37, but he's projected for 45 points. Those are the kind of guys you want to target, and their price kind of reflects that. So when you're looking to buy cards early in the season, you want good players that have low caps. And Sorare NBA did a full product update here for season 2. So right off the bat, game week 1 starts October 17th, so just over a week away is when this one opens. Obviously, it's not going to actually tip off until the 24th when NBA games start. New this year, cash rewards and a cash wallet, so you don't have to deposit ETH, buy things with Ethereum. You can actually use cash now, and unlike last year, the rewards of some of the contests are going to have cash in them, which is a cool bonus as well. So you're not going to just win cards. Season 1 common cards, they're taking a similar approach to MLB. So Season 1 common cards are defunct here, and you're going to get new ones just for signing up with the link down below. You're going to get a full slate of commons that you could use in contests to win real prizes and probably cash as well in some of these. But you can also use them to win new limited cards that you could sell or use. So the new thing for Season 2 cards is basically the mint count. So instead of 5,000 for limited, they're only out of 1,000, and rares are going to be out of 100. And basically that's all that you guys are going to be going after for the majority of the people watching this video, because the legendary, I think, and unique are just insanely expensive. And you can actually see it here. Rares were up at 1,000. Super rares were 100, and now they're only 10. So while this seems like a big change, it actually does not really. If we come look at Shade and Sharp here and see all the ones for sale, you'll see like the highest mint count is 847 for sale here. So I don't know actually how many were minted. I'm sure there's tools you could find, but I would say the majority of limited cards that actually were minted were less than 1,000 per player anyways, so them capping it out of 1,000 now instead of 5,000 doesn't really change much. But for rares, it's going to. If we look at a rare of a player, Jokic here, you could see this one minted to 133 at least, possibly even higher, but now it's going to be capped at 100, so there definitely going to be less rares than there were in last season. All right, rotating tournaments. So there's going to be different tournaments such as the Underdog, which has a really small cap, and also no cap. They are adding a collection feature of it as well, so you can actually collect them, not just use them as game pieces. They're adding coins, which you can use for various things, and a daily gameplay, which is a huge new thing. I don't exactly know how this is going to work. Basically, I think this is all the information we really have on it. So I'm not sure if the daily gameplay is only going to be head-to-head, or they're going to have tournaments where you only use your cards for one day. Not exactly sure, but I'm sure it'll be pretty cool. And that's basically it for the updates. So now let's get into some strategy. So for the first week, they're probably going to have some tournaments with caps, I would imagine. And basically the biggest advantage you're going to get for that very first week is to buy rookie cards, because you'll see every player that's already in the NBA already has a cap carrying over from last year. New rookies like Scoot Henderson and Wemby, those kind of guys, are going to have a 0 cap to start with their cards. So it's going to be a huge advantage for at least the first week here. getting Scoot Henderson and Wemby, who probably are going to have a cap in the 30s, maybe even 40s after just the first couple weeks here. You're going to get them for a 0 cap for the first week, so that's going to be a huge advantage. I'm sure the prices are going to be really high on those guys for the first week. The second strategy is to just look for really good players with lower caps. So you'll notice this is sorted by highest average score or highest cap. And if we scroll down, we're at the 12th highest scoring players, and Giannis is sitting right here at just a 50 cap. So his price is going to be really high at 200 because, that is a pretty low cap for Giannis right now. I guess he had some bad playoff games that really drove that cap down. It's probably going to be higher around 60 after the first week or two. You have to come all the way down here to player like 30th on the cap here to get to Embiid as well at just a 42 cap. So another great value on some of these superstars. Embiid, pretty crazy. His cap is down to 42. He was like injured in the playoffs and played terribly. So his cap is sitting really low. This one, again, is probably going to be high 50s after just, he plays another 10 games here. So Embiid, another one to target. These are some higher priced guys, but some of the stars, you're going to need at least one star that you could really ride the whole season with in order to compete. And looks like Giannis or Embiid are good ones to start with because their caps are super low. Another guy is Cade Cunningham. His cap is just 36. And with Cade, he's a candidate to average like 25 points and 7 assists this year, which would probably put him as a scorer in the high 40s or maybe even in the 50s for his daily cap. Right now it's at a 36. He's coming back from injury. This could be a sneaky one to actually wait on. Maybe they'll play him less than 30 minutes for the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season and then ramp him up. So we could even see this cap maybe even go down from 36, and the price obviously is what we really want to go down before hopping on this one. But at 56, honestly, is not super high here, and Cade could be a great value early in the NBA season. Another strategy that I really did last year a lot was to buy backup players at extremely low prices. And then when an injury happens, which they're bound to happen in the NBA, it's pretty rare that players now are playing even 70 games just due to small minor injuries that keep them out, 4 or 5 games in a row here and there. That's really how you can actually make money flipping cards, or you can just buy them low now, and then when they get thrust into a starting role, you can get a really good value play here. So some that come to mind going to be Peyton Pritchard, who just signed a big deal. Maybe his price went up because of that, so you can maybe wait for it to cool down a little bit, but his cap's at just 15. This year he's expected to have a much bigger role, so we're kind of going to get a guy that's going to play maybe 20 minutes a night when they're healthy, and then if either Derek White or Drew Holiday misses a couple games in a row, Pritchard's probably going to see closer to 30 minutes, so you're getting a pretty good player here to just plug in every week at around a 15 cap. They can easily hit you 25, 30 fantasy points in a game. But then when one of those guys comes out, Pritchard's going to be even better. So his price will probably go up and just be a really good value. So those are the kind of guys you could target as well to like build out your lineups. Another one that comes to mind is going to be Cameron Payne, who's actually on the Milwaukee Bucks. His price is somewhat high here, but it's a 15 cap again. But looking at the Bucks depth chart, you got Damian Lillard, and really their only other point guard on the team is going to be Cameron Payne. You got AJ Green, who I don't even know who that is. Ty Washington, who was like cut from like 3 teams and is basically like the third point guard. Okay, AJ Green, I remember him. He seems like more of a shooting guard to me. I don't know why he's a point guard on the depth chart. But basically Payne's going to be a similar guy to Peyton Pritchard, who plays, 15 minutes a game with Damian Lillard, and then when Lillard misses 2 or 3 games in a row, you're going to see Payne play like 30 plus minutes here. So I like these kind of players that are solid to put in your lineup when they're at a low cap, and then once they get that opportunity, they make for insane values here. Another one to look at is going to be Naz Reid, who's at a 24 cap. To start the season, we might see this cap go down because, Cat is healthy, Gobert's healthy, so Naz Reid maybe not see that many minutes. But then when one of those guys misses, he'll get thrust into the starting lineup and we've seen him put up like 40 or 50 fantasy points in a game. Or you could just go all out and target some of these really cheap guys that you think may either get signed to a team here or just be way better than they predict to be. One of them is John Wall, who's been rumored to possibly go to the Phoenix Suns, and the Phoenix Suns don't really have a point guard. You know, Booker or Beal, I guess, could play point guard, and they probably are, but if they pick up John Wall, he could start and play 25 to 30 minutes a night. You can get him for just $1.90 here. So this is like a speculation play, but obviously a very risky one. Another thing you could do is just try to predict big injuries. So I think it's important to have a mixture of top end guys like your Jokic, like your Anthony Davis, mid-range guys that you know are going to be around the 30 cap here, like a Darius Garland, who at any given point can go out for 50 to 60 points. And then you got to have some of these guys like Cameron Payne, Peyton Pritchard, who are just one injury away from being the best value on any given slate, but can also get you points when the team is healthy. And then, like I said, I like to take some risks, buy some of these guys like John Wall, who at $1.90 could be a starting point guard on an NBA team by the time the season starts. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you're not signed up for Sorare yet, definitely sign up. You're going to get those free common cards to play with, and you can win real money, real prizes in the form of more cards. Also, just a lot of fun to play. You could just build out one lineup of limited cards and play that lineup every single week, and probably are going to win some prizes as long as that lineup comes close to the normal cap that you're going to have to fill out for the weekly contest. So if you guys enjoyed this one, subscribe to the channel. I'm coming with more Sorare content. Also going to be doing some NBA Top Shot stuff whenever I see fit as well, so subscribe for that too. And I'll see you guys in another one.